Hey, my name's Mitch. I'm a director, a photographer, filmmaker, writer, youth worker, university graduate, graphic designer, father, and business owner. It's a lot of things, I know. But in reality, I didn't expect to be here a couple of years ago. I expected to be in a way different place. This is my story. You see, it all started back when I was a kid. I grew up in a world of poverty, but that didn't really seem to bother me. My family was quite normal. We functioned as a proper machine despite the fact that my parents made no money, and everything was fine until one night. When I was 6, I found out my mom died, and, well, my whole world turned inside out. I spent all my years in elementary an angry young man, and when I started middle school, I started drinking more than all my peers and self-medicating. I was labeled as a student who just didn't care, despite the reality that all I wanted was someone to see my pain. In high school, the stigma stayed. I spent most of my school years avoiding home, although I didn't find myself avoiding the principal's office. I must have set a record for the most suspensions one kid could be given in a single semester. Rarely did I ever show up to class, and when I did, I was disruptive and acted as the class clown. The school clown, to be exact. I was angry, and I took that out in school, but the anger only grew when I found out that my house burnt down in the first year of high school. I was 16 at the time and became homeless. I just couldn't catch a break. I moved across the country to the Maritimes to live with relatives, and everywhere I stayed, the schools kicked me out. They said things like, "He's not fixable," or "A delinquent youth like that needs to be locked up," when really, all I wanted was somebody to love. Things just couldn't get better for me. So I moved back to Alberta and started living out of my car, and that's where I continued my high school education. My anger soon led to depression, and ever since I could remember, I had long-lasting periods that would come and go in my life that I would just wish for it all to end. I acted out of sadness, and every suspension was a call for help. I sought trouble, hoping that someone would see my distress calls, but nobody answered. They only disciplined me. That was until an amazing adult came into my life. It wasn't long before she found out that something wasn't right. A teacher found out that I was living out of my car, and this amazing person didn't hesitate to help. But I never gave her an opportunity to help me. I wouldn't talk to her. I'd brush her off at every attempt she made to connect. That was because I was abandoned my entire life, and I needed to test her. I wanted to know if she really did care. She never stopped asking. She was a dedicated, passionate professional who would put aside her own life to better the lives of others. She would hear me speak and see the strength that comes only through the hardships of a tough life, and that's what I needed most. She was the principal of my school. She looked beyond trying to fix me. She knew traditional school approaches weren't working for me. She replaced discipline with friendship. She would ask me, "Would you like to have a cup of tea?" I refused, and I refused, until one day, I believed that she really just wanted to have a cup of tea. So I did. It's amazing, the power that one person can have. This woman instilled confidence into me. She let me morph into a stronger, more confident man. She helped me become confident in my story and taught me how to wear it, not as a burden, but a crown. The minutes she took to sit down and listen to what I had to say were the only time in my life that I felt like what I said meant something. The years of anger that built up inside of me didn't come out in violent shouts. They came out in civilized human conversation. It was the moments I spent with her I realized that I was important. And she knew it, and she taught me how to understand it. So, my message for every teacher and administrator and support staff person out there, it doesn't matter where somebody comes from or the adversity they faced. They aren't ruined. They are on a journey to figure out what it all means and why it happened. You can help them move forward. You see, You just have to ask yourself, will it be coffee or tea?